Okay, this is a Mauser, and that's Trevor. The Mauser is a World War II relic made in the concentration camp.
By Jewish people.
What kind of round does it shoot, Trevor?
It's 8 millimeter.
Is that Cold War ammunition?
Yeah. It's actually 7.92 by like 51 or something like that. So it's not like a full 8 millimeter.
And we're shooting down 100 yards.
It's about 200 grain.
All right, I want you to load it in there.
It's an old rifle. Tends to shoot high because when they manufactured it, to be zero. The way they zeroed it when they manufactured it was for like a standard 300 meters. So, and most rifles, at this range will shoot a little bit high. Ammunition is kind of sketchy. Even if you got good breathing, trigger pull, squeeze and you're pretty steady, you could get a tight group of so many inches with 2 or 3 rounds, and then you'll have a couple that stray off. And sometimes you might go a long while before you get the solid ammunition that gives you a good tight group. With how many people shot it so far, I would have to say with the varying skill levels and whatnot and ability to shoot, that I would have to say ammunition is probably the biggest problem with accuracy on this rifle. The rifle itself is accurate, but the ammunition's all Cold War, military surplus, steel, burden, corrosive primer, steel cases, mass produced, probably has a lot more inconsistency than if you loaded it yourself. And this looks like it's got maybe a lacquer coating on the steel to keep it from corroding, but it wasn't put completely over the whole round itself. It's not uncommon to buy certain ammunition, like especially from Russia, which I believe this is, and have it coated in a lacquer because they tend to use steel opposed to brass.
All right, well, we're 2 minutes into the video, so let's give them what they want to see.
Me kill somebody? Got a little bit of kick. The metal butt plate doesn't really help your shoulder too much.
Hey, why don't you show them that insignia?
If you can zoom in on it. You're going to have the BNZ, which represents the concentration it was manufactured in, which was actually a Gestapo-ran concentration camp in Stur, Austria. 1941's the year. This is a rune. They have multiple different runes. Some symbolic meanings to it and whatnot. And then you have all the Reich stamping on here. You can see this is kind of worn. You got one right there, and you got one right there with actual knots, swastika inside it. The eagle, which was
it's all blurry on here, but
yeah,
you can see there's a
big one right there. All the all the numbers match up. All the serial numbers is a 3008 from the bolt to the receiver, to the barrel, to even right here on the side, you got 3008.
It's a beautiful gun.
Very famous design. A lot of bolt-action rifles, just about all bolt-action rifles incorporate the design of the Mauser's bolt in some way, shape, or form. Actually, at one point in time during, I believe, World War I, it was, Germany was actually suing America for patent infringements on the rifles they were manufacturing.
And that's the Mauser. 100 yards.